Hey guys, Dave here. I'm just going to go over a video we get requested quite a lot. So it's clocking on your workshop and your projects modules. The default naming in Turbo is workshop and projects. You might have them renamed different, like mechanic jobs for workshop and jobs for projects. You might use projects for day works, but generally these are the steps you will do for clocking on and off. First thing we'll do is we'll do it on the cloud. Let's pop in here into work in progress. I'm going to clock onto this job 10073. Review there, we have no clock time. So when you clock your time using either cloud or the app, you will get a one view straight in that you can see your clock to labor, your clock build times as well too as well. We click on our dots here and we clock on. 1, 2, 3, 4 is my pin number. Clock on and I get feedback that I clocked. So now if I go to clock onto this job, 1, 2, 3, 4, click on again, an alert that I'm already clocked on. If I view this job and go to employees hours, I can see my clocked on record. Your admin staff in the back, and they look at a job can see who's already clocked on. If I go down to my analytics here, I can click into my currently clocked on report, and that will show me everyone currently clocked on, the job they're clocked on to, and let's see what else columns we have. That's the only columns we have on that right now. We can of course add columns on, more columns on. I can force clock off here. I might be admin. I might be looking at this lunchtime going, the guys are still clocked on. I can force the clock them off there. Or maybe a quick look in the evening. Maybe I didn't had to go home sick and I forgot to clock off. So the admin guys can force clock me off there if they need to, and that will still record a clock off record and track the time. You can also put this screen up on this view up on a big screen, as we have a setting to refresh the screen every X minutes and stuff, so that guys in the workshop can see who's clocked on to what. Let's pop back to our workshop there and let's clock off and record a write up. All our clock records require a write up, so you can say what you've done on the job. So clock off, and we'll say we did a general service. Confirmation there, clocked off. We view that again, and we'll see now our clocked time on that, and our billable time on that. Here we'll see clock off time, and here we'll see our bill labor, €200 an hour, and our write up. The labor times, of course, we pop to our stock here. We have a default labor product, which sets the default time. So you'll see there the default time is actually €85. The reason it's charging €200 is because if we go into our staff here and we have our demo user, we'll see I've set a different rate for myself. That's very handy if you have senior staff or you have apprentices on that you want to get a different rate for them. You can set your default per hour and then you set your higher or lower depending on each user. We pop back to our analytics here for a second. We can look at our employee hours. So our employee hours is your time card. I can go in and I can show, okay, well, let's look at our time card for the last week. So for this whole week of the 18th to 21st, we'll see I've only had 2 clock on records. Same users clocked on to 2 different repair cards. This can be exported very quickly. I'll click on a button here to Excel and can be used to import into other payroll systems. You of course can change layout columns as you require and everything, and change the filter. So I might now want to group it by record and just see all the times. So I have all that availability on the screen as I need it. I'll get my full totals there and everything. Now let's pop down to back to our workshop for 1 second. Let's say I was working yesterday, completely forgot to clock my time. I can click my dots here and I can clock time. So I'm putting in my PIN number and I completely forgot to clock this time today. It was 5 hours. We clock the time there and we view it. You'll see that I've got a clocked record. We look at my employee hours. We see that I've taken my current time and went back 5 hours. So that if your guys are out on the road, no reception, or if they don't have their phone, or if you just don't have the guys clocking on, clocking off, but you still want to record their time, you can very easily do that. Let's pop to our projects module here now. And if we click on our three dots, we see we can view clocked time. So this card has no clocked time on it. So if we pop to our app, projects module, and we're going to search for project. There it is. So we can click on our project there. And on our app again, we can clock time. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 for my PIN number. And again, we're going to say 5 hours and clocking time. We save that. And we get our confirmation is clocked. Now we go back here and we view our time again. You'll see we have our clocked time there on that project. We go into our project. Well, again, same view. You got your labor cost and billable labor. And we view our clock time. We can see it again up here from there too as well and everything. Back to our app. Click on a project. Again, you have the ability to clock on the exact same as your workshop and instead start in the morning and again clock off in the evening. If we pop back to our workshop here, we can pop into booked in our work in progress. And again, select on our streamer job here. I can clock on. And we get our visuals there again. Back to our workshop. We see, did I select the right job? Nope, I did not select the right job. It's the streamer job this time. We see the clocked on record. So there we end up with the ability that in our day works, our site administrator can go into the day work, well, this is a day works project, whichever you call it, and clock time for the entire day. Saves the guys doing the jobs from having to clock on, clock off each 5-10 minutes, or as they're running around doing the job, maybe do work for 3 hours, maybe work for 2 hours, maybe work for 1 hour and have to run off somewhere else. Gives your administrator complete control to clock the time. At the same time, if I'm going out to a project and I might be there all day, I can still clock my own time as well. Same with the workshop, as most of the time the guys will be clocking on, clocking off. It's the primary option on the workshop, but the administrators didn't have the ability to clock time for a guy if he didn't get a chance to clock it throughout the day. That goes all over the clocking time, seeing the automated process of the whole lot. If I clock my time, no one else has to do any more work to track that cost and that billable time in my projects or in my workshop. If my administrator clocks the time for me again, it's all automated. The time is added to the invoice. It's added, that then copies all over to your accounts package, to your labor nominal, keeping a whole lot, keeping a simple one step, as simple as your staff clock on in the morning, a whole lot flows through to your invoicing, your accounts package, your payroll, without any double entry. Well, with double entry on your payroll, it's a simple download CSV file and upload, but there's no paperwork, there's no guy sending WhatsApp messages, there's no having to fix stuff after they've messed up. The whole lot is clocked automatically. It's available there. You can quickly see the times back on it. That's just a high overview of the workshop and the project's clocking. As always, guys, if you want to know more, you can reach out to us by going to turboinventory.com or dropping myself an email. Leaving a comment on this video too as well. Thanks, guys.